Hello, everybody. I'm Derek. This is IMSA year 2020, season 3, week 3, Watkins Glen GTE race. I'm in the BMW M8 GTE. This is the warm-up lap, so we're going to go ahead and skip it, and hopefully we have a good race. Enjoy, everybody. All right, here we go. About to go green, green, green here any second. See a waving of the flag going on in the left-hand corner. This is one of my favorite tracks that I probably ever played in sim racing. So, hoping for a good turnout. I did this race earlier in the week. Fared kind of okay. Gotten into pistol with someone else. Someone else is already wrecking. BMW does a nice little jump. Ford GT off to the side. Almost takes me out. Almost takes Ferrari out. Look at the carnage going on behind us. Insane. I think this is going to give us a good start of the race. We don't have to worry about very many people behind us, thankfully. Oh, crashing does suck. Gives us a nice running start. You can see up top left-hand corner, the relative positions are disabled up there, as this is a replay, not commenting over this in real time. I do play in VR, so it doesn't really translate very well. Taking the inside of this BMW, hoping for the pass. I'm going to get stuck with him throughout this next turn. But I do have the positions down in the bottom right-hand corner this time. So if you're curious of where we're at in the race. I've provided in this video, thankfully, I figured out how to do it. Video editing is hard. But anyways, I think in the last video, where we were in BMW M8 on Monza, my safety rating was 2 or 3.0, a B class. Now I'm in A class, low 4. I did the Le Mans race shortly before this, and actually my safety rating went up to 4.3, and it's slowly going down in GTE races. So I'm giving GTE a try. I'm going to try to get as much slipstream off this BMW as I can. Tires are still cold, trying not to push things too hard. I already went up quite a few positions from P12 or P9 now. I'm going to take it inside as much as I can. Still got a good run. Give him room to rejoin side by side again, but I got the inside, so pretty good run so far in this race. But as I was saying, Watkins Glen, one of my favorite, most confident tracks that I can drive. I'm running my own setup. So I probably could have squeezed out some more time for someone else. This boot here, I feel like I excel at pretty well, but very kind of sketch right there. I thought I was going to lose it. Still kind of going out a little bit more wide than I want. Another guy, I think that was a Ferrari we just passed. I couldn't tell. Maybe it was a Ferrari or a BMW. Love this turn. Favorite turn right there. We're already pulling away from the BMW. Marcus behind us on 1.4, 1.5. So what I'm going to end up doing a lot of this race is there's a lot of dead spots, not a whole lot of action. So what we're going to do is skip ahead here a little bit. We're just going to fast forward time. We're going about 300% speed, which I think is pretty good speed. See what's going on, not miss out on a whole lot of action. Trying to catch up on to Javier and Sergio in front of me. Already gained another position, another 2 positions actually. So we're in P7 now on lap 3. Great progress. Phenomenal for me. Like my racing history is not that great at being on the top 10 very often. But you can also see the safety rating, the strength of the field, is 1.2. So our last race on Monza was a 1.0 and 1.2. I feel like my strength is about a 1.3 nowadays. If I have gone up a little bit to 1.5, and then I just came back down. Like I said, I'm trying to do some GTE racing. It's just not going well for me, so it'll bring my safety rating down. My safety rating and my I rating down. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. I'll try to not ramble so much about other things outside this race. Not easy to do when we're fast forwarding time. Not a whole lot going on. But we're gaining. We're catching up to Javier, already a 2-second gap. think my weakest point is the first turn, P1 of the lap. This is my strongest point, obviously the boot, and then coming through this turn. You just see how much time I'm gaining on these guys, especially right here. Taking it wide. Like the 3 turns, the boot, that next turn, and then this turn. I feel like I take it really well. Cut this apex perfectly, coming in and out. Probably could have gave it a little bit more gas. My tires are just right now at the perfect temperature that I like really hammering on the BMW. Don't do my typical fake out, put the pressure on. I'm going to take the inside, but then I back off pretty quick just to put some pressure on them. I lost a lot of speed. That's probably, actually, that might be my weakest turn. I haven't done well on that. Try not to push that too much. Good run on this BMW here, Oliver. I'm getting a really good run going cut on the inside. Side by side in this turn. I'll take it slow. Cut much as I could. He already backed off. In a good position here to hold this. Catching up to Javier now. So we got to hold Oliver back on the straight. He's gonna have a slipstream on me. He's already getting out of my slipstream for some reason. So I just hold the inside for a little bit. Once I know he's not gonna pass me, I come back to the left. Executing this pretty good. Hammer on the throttle. Take it as wide as I can. Do all of the track. I don't think there's a moment in this race where I don't get that. You just see how much time I gained on the point where I'm strong. Already gained a second on Oliver now. Look, I think he might catch up to me on my weak point, which is this turn. The 3 in front are battling for positions, so hopefully I'll slow them down and allow me to catch back up. Up there. BMW, Ferrari, and a Porsche. Yesterday, well, it would have been yesterday when I did this race. I did Watkins, Glen, and there was 2 Porsche around that same turn. Those 3 were fighting on me. Man, it was a nightmare to try to pass them. 2 Porsches were battling it out pretty well, but they kept touching each other. One spun out, and when it was my turn to pass the Porsche, she actually, coming on this straight, I was going for the pass on the left. He actually had the inside, and he rammed me off the road. Maybe one day I'll show a clip of that. I still have the replay of that. Crazy, but you can see my strong point on this track. Yet again, I catch up to these guys like crazy. It's like they're a magnet on those turns, and I'm just getting sucked right in. Again, getting a good throttle on that apex. Got to brake a little harder than I think I probably would have with the Ferrari. I do like the color scheme on this Ferrari from me. If you haven't noticed, I kind of like hot colors that kind of stand out. Obviously, I'm in like a pink and purple BMW. Kind of the running trend with my cars. You can already see that those 2 turns are probably my weaker turns. They're pulling away. We got 24 seconds on me now. I'm always worried about the Ferrari on straights. I'm trying to catch up, but I'm just failing to do so. I need to stay in slipstream range and just pull something out on that turn and get pulled into slipstream range. So Ferrari isn't getting away. I feel like their strong suit is straight line speed. I noticed it when we were doing the lawn a couple weeks ago from this race. Might have been. These Ferraris were just blasting at 183 miles an hour, and the BMW that I'm in only could get about 173, 176, but I was even damaged, so we're lucky for getting 170 throughout the race. Again, I'm very strong here. You see I'm just catching right back up on these guys really well. Oliver is actually doing a pretty good job as well. He's catching back up. So I kind of blame a little bit of that on the three in front of me battling and kind of slowing me down. Right here I'm braking more than I really want to. And I have crew chief running. I think his name is Jeff. Jeff's even telling me, hey, you got to pass this guy. He's slowing you down. So the pressure's on to get past him. Oliver's on my ass. I got to get past. But I got to be careful about it. I don't want to wreck him. Usually if I dive bomb too hard, it hasn't proved to be very useful. It's usually ruined my racing if I do that. So there's plenty of race still left. We're on lap 8 of 26 laps. It says 26.91 on top of the thing. I did an out lap, or an in lap, sorry, when the race finished. So that's why that says 26.91. You saw I braked a little bit hard. I slammed on the gas to try to catch back up. I'm losing them. I don't think I'm in slipstream range anymore. So I'm really worried going into these next few turns that I got to do this right, and I botched this again. Oliver's coming up on me hard. He probably had more speed there, but he couldn't pass. He couldn't pass me right there. It was just, there's no room. He wasn't going that fast to pass me. He backed off. It looks like he backed off, and since he backed off, he actually didn't have any more speed along the straight to keep that going. He backed off too much. And yet again, this same cat and mouse thing between the Ferrari and myself goes on for a couple laps. We're going to speed through this just for a little bit. I think maybe 1 or 2 laps possibly. He's still pulling away right now. My only hope is the boot, or if he catches up to the other two, that he gets slowed down. Oliver has fallen behind. Gained a couple seconds here on the Ferrari again. When I'm fast forwarding, I'm just usually looking at the ticker, so the relative on the top left-hand corner. Coming out of super fast mode, one of the Porsche on the top of those 3 crashed. I thought he was going to pull back into the racing line, but then he pulled left. Right. So now nothing else really happened there, so we're going to speed back up. Went really wide on that. Ferrari messes up that turn, goes really wide, loses a lot of speed, allowing me to just get right back on him. He's again going slow. I don't know if he got into some sort of pistol here that's making him be a little bit more cautious. The BMW, Javier, is just pulling away. So this is perfect for us. Slipstream range. I probably should have got right up on his ass there, lined up with him, but I knew I wouldn't pass him, so I wasn't too worried about things. Did that turn pretty well. Take the inside on the Ferrari here. Side by side around that turn, looks great in the lower left-hand corner of that turn. Now in front, going for full-on pass. I'm weak around these turns, and you can already tell Ferrari stepped on his brakes there pretty hard. So I kind of ruined his speed on this turn because he had to slam on his brakes. But we're in P4 now, so we took his position, and I go kind of wide on that, not too bad. The main thing here is trying to stay on the inside. I know this Ferrari, I said it for straight line speed is their strong suit. I'll beat him on the technical portions of this track, but when it comes to the straight line speed, he's going to have it. So we'll stay on the inside. He comes in really hard onto me. We did have contact. I canceled out. Let him have it because he was just so far in on me that I didn't have enough room to cut back in. I looked at the replay on it. It's hard to tell who was at fault there. I gave him plenty of room, obviously, when we went into the turn. I mean, out the next bend. I probably could have been a little bit more gracious on how much room I gave him. Either way, I backed out. Didn't want to have too much of a problem with him. He messes up that turn, which allows me to pass him. I knew in the long run, I'd probably beat him on the turns. That's what I was banking on. I just be consistent, and that would win me the race, or at least get me past the Ferrari. I exited that turn very well. He lost a big gap right there. I'm watching the rear view mirror. This is not the greatest, but pretty wide, but held a lot of speed. I'm going to try to get out of the slipstream. Hopefully he doesn't come and grab it. I'm staying on the left. And I lose it. I go way wide. Watch the lower left hand corner. I come in and I go all the way across. It was so hard to whip my car back onto the track. I was worried I was going to hit him, but I was banking on the fact that I was ahead of him and that I wouldn't have that issue. And again, onto that S-bend, I think he had to slow down a little bit because he was right up on my ass. He's not sticking the inside. I'm surprised he didn't, but he didn't have the speed like to brake so much. We'll see. I'm strong on this turn. Ferrari's losing speed. I'm looking at that relative, 0.4, 0.5. See what happens on the end of this turn if we go up to 0.6, possibly. We're already in 0.6. 0.7. Look at that gap on every review. Like, that is my strong spot. Everywhere else I'm weak at. No, it's a good track for me. I really do enjoy this. I did a lot of this in Project Cars 2. I think in the last video I said that I went from a set of courses to R Factor. I actually went from a set of Corsa to Project Cars, then R Factor. I think I did Project Cars for about a month. Did a lot of just GT3 racing, and pretty much I did that all in the Ferrari as well. I don't own the Ferrari in this. When I started playing R Factor 2, Ferrari just... Was the Ferrari in R Factor 2? No. R Factor 2 didn't have a Ferrari. I never played Ferrari in R Factor 2. I know they had some modded content, but I never played it. Not for the Ferrari, at least. I mainly played in Corvettes. DLC GT3 Power Pack. When I came to iRacing, I completely forgot about my Ferrari passing Project Cars 2. The thing was squirmy as hell anyways, so it's fine. You see this gap is just pretty massive at this point. Always been worried about the straight with Ferrari, but he's not getting like slipstream, so I don't know what he was thinking. He probably wasn't in range. But anyways, we're going to skip ahead here. There wasn't really anything else left going on in the race. We finished position 3. We went into the pits, came out of the pits. I think we gained a position at that point. I didn't pass anyone. I didn't really see anyone, so not to waste your guys' time by showing that. There really wasn't anything there of important value. Here's the results of that race. You can see I did get podium, P3. My best time was 1:45.9. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you want to see more contents, like maybe incidents at the end of the race, let me know. I can look into possibly adding those. Still kind of new at the editing scene, so we'll see how things go as we progress. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.